Then there is this invisible side of biodiversity, and you, Professor KerstinJohannesson, you have been working quite a long time with Baltic Sea's genetic biodiversity. And in your BAMBI project, you have shown that a large part of biodiversity, namely the genetic biodiversity, is not at all considered in the management of marine protected areas. So why is it so important to account for this invisible part of the biological biodiversity?
Yeah, that is an issue for us, and I think that the first issue is actually that this biodiversity is no longer invisible, because with the new very comprehensive DNA sequencing genetic tools, you can actually analyze the genetic biodiversity. And what we have shown quite some time ago, and others have shown as well, is that the Baltic Sea actually hosts a unique genetic biodiversity. So those species that are populating the Baltic Sea, they have populations that are unique to the world because they are adapted to this very odd marine environment. So they are specialized, they are locally adapted, and that also means that if we lose them, if we lose the cod in the Baltic Sea, for example, it will not be an easy issue to replace it, because there will be no chance that cods from the North Sea can just swim in and start a new population. They don't have this genetic setup, they don't have this adaptation. So the big challenge comes now when the Baltic Sea, as we have heard today, will be under threat from global change. And the changes in the Baltic Sea will be more rapid and more strong than in other areas, in other marine areas at least. And of course, the issue now is, will these already adapted population take a further step and adapt to the lower salinity, presumably a higher temperature? Or will they simply go extinct? Or perhaps some of them move out of the Baltic Sea? Well, the answer to this lies in the genetic diversity. And we are mapping the diversity in this bonus BAMBI project and try to find what are the unique elements of the genetic biodiversity. What we are concerned about is that today genetic biodiversity is not taken into account in management. I mean, still genetic biodiversity is there in the international conventions, in the EU directives. On the local levels, it really is completely neglected. And of course, there are two issues there. There's a lack of knowledge, and there's a lack also of data and research. So we hope that the bonus BAMBI project will help in this, and to really disseminate our findings quite efficiently and rapidly. We have started a web page called Baltic Wiki, where we and also other projects in the bonus program actually present the genetic data, and we also transfer them into recommendations of how to handle the genetic diversity, and in that way hopefully mitigate the loss of biodiversity in the Baltic Sea over years to come. Thank you.